Hey everyone, welcome back. Ready for another deep dive?
Always.
Awesome. So today we're looking at two morning routines. One from Jake, one from Amy. Pretty simple, right? Just, you know, how these two folks start their day.
Seems straightforward enough.
Yeah, but that's the thing about these deep dives. You never know what you'll find lurking beneath the surface. Should we jump in?
Let's do it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So we've got Jake. He's up at 6:30, hits the shower, exercises, and then has coffee and toast. Pretty classic.
Very structured, for sure. Seems like Jake's all about routine.
Yeah, almost like he's aiming for maximum efficiency.
Well, there's something to be said for that kind of consistency, especially first thing in the morning. I mean, studies have actually shown that having a solid morning routine can help people make better decisions throughout the day.
Oh, really? So it's like a willpower boost right at the start.
Exactly. You're less likely to get bogged down by all those little choices later on. You've already set the tone for the day with those good habits.
Interesting. So what about that 6:30 wake-up call? Is Jake just like an extreme early bird?
Well, it really depends on his chronotype.
Chronotype.
Yeah, it's basically your natural sleep-wake cycle, whether you're a morning person or a night owl. Some people are wired to function best in the morning, like Jake here, while others hit their stride later in the day.
So if you're not naturally a morning person, trying to be like Jake might actually backfire.
Yeah, you could end up feeling more stressed and less productive if you're fighting against your natural rhythm. It's all about finding what works best for you.
Makes sense. Okay, let's move on to Amy. Our self-proclaimed not a morning person. And oh boy, that snooze button gets a workout.
3 times. That's got to be rough.
I've definitely been there.
I think we all have. But it can be more than just losing a few minutes of sleep. It kind of blends into this idea of procrastination, which, even in small doses, can actually increase stress levels.
You're telling me that hitting snooze can stress you out?
Well, think about it. You're essentially delaying a task, even if it's just getting out of bed. And that can create a pattern of putting things off, which can then bleed into other areas of your life.
Never thought of it that way. Okay, so Amy finally drags herself out of bed. And then it's go, go, go. Shower, granola bar on the run, probably running late.
Yeah, that sense of urgency, that feeling of being behind can really take a toll. It triggers your stress response, which can make it harder to focus, make you more irritable, and in the long run, it can even impact your physical health.
Wow, so a rushed morning can actually set you up for a pretty rough day.
It definitely sets a different tone than a more relaxed start.
Yeah, no kidding. And speaking of different tones, their breakfasts are pretty different too. Jake's got his coffee and toast. Amy's grabbing a granola bar as she's heading out the door.
Interesting, right? I mean, from a purely nutritional standpoint, Jake's getting a more balanced meal. Protein, carbs, healthy fats. He'll probably have more sustained energy throughout the morning.
Yeah, you'd think so.
But, what I also find fascinating is the difference in the actual act of preparing breakfast. Taking that time to make something, even if it's simple, can be a really grounding experience.
You mean like a little ritual to set the tone for the day?
Exactly. It's a moment of mindfulness before the day really gets going.
I like that. So even these small choices can make a big difference.
Absolutely. And it all comes back to that idea of a morning routine as a story. Jake's morning seems to be about self-care and intention. Amy's, maybe it's more about reacting to the demands of the day. Neither one is right or wrong. But it's really interesting to think about the stories we tell ourselves with these everyday choices.
Yeah, it makes you think about your own morning routine. What kind of story is it telling?
Exactly. And if you wanted to change that story, where would you start?
That's a great question to think about. Thanks for joining me for another deep dive. We'll catch you next time.